Hello, it's Claudia. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here, and today I'll be creating a sunflower nail set, all hand painted. So let's get started. So first I'm starting with nail prep. I'm pushing back my cuticles and removing any dead skin. So the cuticle is dead skin sitting on the nail plate, which often gets confused with the eponychium. So removing the cuticle is important because it creates a clean surface, helps the product adhere better, and just prevents lifting. Now, the eponychium is different. It actually protects the area between your skin and nail, keeping bacteria out. And removing it is completely optional, and doing so can increase the risk of infection. Personally, I only remove a small amount for aesthetic purposes, being careful not to cut too deep. So next I'm using an alcohol lint-free wipe to dehydrate and cleanse my nails and removing any oils or moisture. So today I'm using the Gel-X method using full cover nail tips that I got from Temu a while back, and I'll just look for my sizes, making sure they fit sidewall to sidewall. If you're between sizes, go with the larger one and just file it down to your size. So after choosing my tips, I'm going to be filing a few of them. So since I don't have a dust collector, I'm working over a napkin for easy cleanup. I'm using a 100-180 grit file, using the finer side to shape the sides and cuticle area. So I'm guilty of overfiling, so be careful not to overfile, just pause and check the size often. So the cuticle area of the tips is a bit thick, so I'm just filing it down to create a more seamless transition. So you can also use an e-file for this and file the underside, but since I started this set late at night at 11 p.m., I'm sticking to a hand file. I really don't want to grab my e-file right now. So I'm just thinning all the tips so they don't look bulky. If you want your nails to last longer, then this is where you'd buff your natural nails, apply dehydrator, primer, and a base coat. And since I'm not wearing these long term, I'm skipping that and just going straight in with my peel off base coat. So now just cure that for 30 seconds. So to apply the nail tips, I'm using nail glue from Alyssa along with this portable nail lamp. So I'll just apply the glue to the tip and press it onto my nail and cure it. So I started this set feeling great, but now it's like close to midnight and I'm like getting tired, so my application isn't perfect. So my thumbnail tip is placed a bit far from the cuticle and I used too much glue in some areas and I'm gonna have to remove some of that excess. So I'm adding more glue into the gaps, that way nothing will get stuck into it when I'm out and about. So I'm doing a full cure under my regular UV lamp since the portable lamp is not meant to fully cure. Next, I'm just filing away excess glue and just refining the shape with a 180 grit file. I'm also blending around the cuticle area for a smooth transition. To remove the dust, I use a wipe, especially around the cuticle area and underside. Then I take a brush dipped in acetone and just gently blend around the cuticle area to mount the tip into the nail for a seamless look. So for my thumb, I add a bit more glue to improve the transition since I applied that tip far back. So for the inspiration, I was watching a nail artist named Leah, and I just loved her sunflower design. I won't copy it exactly, but I'll add my own twist to it, and I'll link her channel in the description because her work is amazing. Like, she's so good. So to start off with nail art, for the base, I'm using a silver glittery polish from Beetles, and it has some hints of purple to it. So after curing, I apply a sheer pumpkin orange color near the tip, and this color is actually perfect for tortoise nails. So then I just use a transparent blue shade from Vanillisa around the nail bed. And using the top coat brush, I just blend the colors together, and I don't have any top coat on the brush. The bottle is nearly empty anyways, but I just blend it into the orange to create like a sky meets meadow effect. And I'll just cure that for 30 seconds. So then I'll just apply a second coat for better coverage so you won't see my natural nails. Then I'll just lightly brush the rest of the nails, and this works well to resemble grassy fields. So next I'll create clouds. First I'll place white gel on this adorable palette. With my ombre brush, I'm just lightly tapping to form soft clouds. Then I'm just going to blend the bottom. I barely have any gel on my brush, and this will make them look much more realistic. And if you don't blend the bottom, it'll look more cartoon-like. So I switched over to another brush. I'm just trying to see if it gives like a different effect, and it doesn't. It really doesn't change anything. But to blend the bottom of the clouds, I do need to use my ombre brush. So then I'll just cure for 30 seconds. So after curing, I add top coat over the clouds. I was going to add more clouds, which is why I'm applying top coat for a subtle dimensional effect, but I chose not to add more clouds after all. So now for the sunflowers, I'm just going to place all the colors I'll be using on my palette. So I'm just using yellow, black, and the sheer pumpkin orange shade. So I'm going to show you guys different ways on how to paint sunflowers. For the first flower, I start by painting the center into a circle with black gel. And I'll cure it. You can also flash cure as you go to speed the process. Then I just build the petals in layers. So first I'm just going to combine the yellow and orange together. And it's very faint, but don't worry, it'll come together. And I'll just cure it. Then I'm using the bright yellow by itself, and you can start seeing the contrast here. So after curing the second round of petals, I'm going to mix white and yellow together to get a lighter yellow for highlights. So in the center, I'm lightly dabbing yellow gel, and I'll just leave the very center black. So I'll just cure it before moving on to the next sunflower. So I'm using a black gel to draw the center of the flower. Then I'm just taking the yellow with the pumpkin colored gel combination. It's actually more towards yellow, and just start paint the petals. So now I'll just cure that layer. So next I'll just go in with just the yellow gel polish to add more petals. So the petals blended together a bit, but that's okay. You can still tell that it's a sunflower, so I'll just leave it as is and cure it. So now I'm moving on to the next sunflower. I'll start by drawing the center again using the black gel polish. Then I'll use yellow gel polish to create the petals and cure it. So once that's cured, I'll take the pumpkin colored gel polish and just lightly brush over the yellow petals. And then I'll just cure it. After that, I'll just go back in with the yellow gel polish to add more petals in between the orange toned ones to create contrast. So when the last sunflower is cured, I'm just going to refine the center using black gel polish to make it more rounded. And finally, I'll just cure the nail again and just continue adding the flowers on the rest of my nails the same way I just demonstrated. Alright, so here's how my nails are looking so far. They turned out really nice. I skipped the ring finger and thumb because based on the inspo pictures, those two nails will have a different design. And I'm actually really happy with how everything looks so far. So next I'm using silver glitter near the clouds for a bit of sparkle. And I'll cure that for 30 seconds. So after that, I'll start working on the leaves and stems. I'm using a few different shades of green from Beetles and just placing them on my palette. So I'll begin with the darker green to paint the leaves and stems. Then use a lighter green to add highlight. And a bit of black gel polish for shading. At this point, I'm just going back and forth, adjusting everything until I'm happy with how it looks. And I'm really loving how these nails are turning out. They're so pretty. And the glitter just adds a nice extra touch. It's almost like sunlight is hitting the flowers and the sparkles are just reflecting off of them. So now I'm just moving on to my ring finger. I'm applying a sheer orange gel polish that has gold glitter, and I ended up adding another sunflower at the very bottom. So next I'm taking my ombre brush to gently spread the glitter and blend out the orange gel. And then I'll just cure it. So after that, I'll just start drawing the bee. I'm using yellow gel polish to outline it. So I'm just beginning with the body and then the head. So I'm just going to cure the first outline, and then I'll just go in with a second coat to make the color much more vibrant. And after that, I'll add the black stripes. So honestly, this is my second attempt at drawing the bee. The first one came out too big, and I just didn't want the video to be too long, so I just cut that part out. So next I'll just place some white gel on my palette to draw the wings. So once that's done, I'll cure it, then use black gel polish to outline the wings and the body. And I'll just cure it. So for my thumb, I'm just keeping it pretty simple by adding a bead charm. In the inspo picture, you can't really see it, but there is a bead charm on her thumb. I've had these charms for a long time and I've only used them once before, but today's the day that I'll use them again. So I'm just applying the same sheer orange gel with gold glitter to my thumb. And I'm gonna cure that first. Then I'll use rhinestone glue gel to attach the bead charm. Then I'll just cure it for 30 seconds. Once it's secure, I'll just go back in with a bit more glue gel to make sure my hair doesn't get caught on the charm. And I'm gonna cure it again. So after that, I'll apply top coat to all the nails and cure for 60 seconds. Be sure to check the instructions on your gel bottles for the correct curing time. If your polish isn't curing properly, it could be your lamp, especially if it's older. You might need to cure a little longer, but that's a topic for another video. So once everything is fully cured, this is the final look. I absolutely love how these nails turned out. It's a bit different from what I usually do, but I'm really proud of how they came together. And it's such a fun design for spring and even summer. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you guys wear this set? Is there anything you do differently? But that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I truly appreciate it. And if you guys like to be notified when I post a new video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. It really helps support me. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.